Good morning, YouTube. Sorry, my video was frozen at the beginning as usual. Have you ever just woken up like exhausted from the day before? Well, that's how I feel today, but I'm in a good mood. I'm just really tired, but I have to work 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's currently 8:22 a.m. on Christmas Eve, December 24th, and I'm gonna do a get ready with me. Um, my face is freshly washed and toned. I haven't moisturized it yet. My face has been breaking out a lot actually, but the breakouts that I had actually finally just now starting to clear up. So I'm going to moisturize using my Bobbi Brown Extra Repair Moisture Cream just because it has a lot of good ingredients in it and I don't feel like using castor oil or aloe vera gel today. So I'm just going to go in with some of this. Sorry, I put it on my middle finger. And this is just really moisturizing and good for the skin. I already know the look I'm going to do today since it is Christmas Eve. Of course, I'm going to do a very traditional Christmas makeup look that you have seen hundreds of thousands of tutorials on YouTube for, which would be gold eyes and red lips. And I think I'm going to do a pop of green on the lower lash line, just so that I have both green and red and gold for Christmas. I'm just working this into my skin. I don't know exactly what golds I want to use yet. I know the red lipstick I want to wear, I think. So like I have everything mostly planned out in my head, but not exactly. I'm actually trying to get ready kind of earlier than I need to because I need to go get my Secret Santa gift for my coworker, and I recently just found out what she wants, but I'm gonna have to like make it more exciting than what she put, because all she wrote was books, not romance, and I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna choose books for you that you may not like. So I'm gonna get her a gift card, of course, to Books A Million. I think that's the bookstore that we have right up the road. And I'm also going to give her like a couple of other little items and put it in a nice pretty bag for her. So yeah, as you can see, this stuff is very moisturizing. My skin feels so good and smooth. But as you can see, I've been having a lot of breakouts on the cheek and on the chin area. This side of my face has been doing pretty good though. The left side. The right side has been going crazy. But it's okay. Okay, so for foundation today, I know I want to use the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible. An oldie but a goodie. I want to use this one because it's long lasting, it's matte, I don't need a primer, and I'm going to set it really well so it should last all day. I'm literally just going to squiggle some of this all over the face, and a little bit really does go a long way with this foundation, so that should be enough. I'm using the color Cocoa, 112 Cocoa, which is the darkest shade. And I'm going to blend it out using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which I love. I've been going back to brushes as of late just to experiment. And I've actually really been loving it. So I'm going to use this to buff this into the skin. Using my ratchet mirror, which I'll sit it down so you don't have to see the back of it. And this foundation is kind of orange on my skin, but not too bad. I also made some caramel cappuccino that I have cooling off next to me so I can drink it this morning. I knew I needed a hot beverage. I already had my lunch because I picked it up yesterday thinking that I was going to get a break last night. I didn't get a break, so I didn't get to eat any of my dinner food that I brought because I worked strange hours. I worked 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. and I thought that they would give me another break to eat again, but I wasn't even hungry because I went to Zaxby's first to pick up a salad, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna put this in the fridge and this will be a good like refresher meal for after I've worked for a while, you know. And then after that, I was like, well, I want Chick-fil-A now. So I went to Chick-fil-A, got a spicy chicken sandwich and the chicken tortilla soup because that's my favorite soup of like all time. I love chicken tortilla soup. And the one from Chick-fil-A is really, really good. And I ate that first. So I got to work extra early and ate my lunch in there, my Chick-fil-A, thinking that I was gonna have time to eat my Zaxby's later, but no, they ain't even give me a break. At least not on our sheet that tells us like if we have a break. And I was like, well, I guess I don't have a break today. Especially since I was working alone, I can't go on a break because then nobody will be in our store. So I still have my salad left over from yesterday, which saves me some time today since I need to go get the Secret Santa gift. Alright, so that's evenly distributed all over. Trying to debate if I'm going to put a little bit more or not. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to now blend this out some more using my e.l.f. powder brush. Very lightly. It kind of sets to like, not a powder, but it sets kind of, I guess you could say it sets kind of powdery. Alright, so I'm just using this brush which has nothing on it to just kind of blend this out a little bit more very gently. Alright, so now moving on to the powder, I am going to use my L'Oreal, oh gosh, my voice. My, what powder do I want to use? Let's use the Pro Matte Infallible powder if I have one nearby in 700 Classic Tan. I do. Yep. So I'm going to use the corresponding powder in 700 Classic Tan, which is the second to deepest shade. And I like this one because it has more of a yellow undertone. And I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics 117 angled flat top brush to really pack the powder into the skin. To really press it in there. As you can see, I'm really packing it in. And I'm starting on the forehead because that's where I tend to crease first. And this is just going to make sure that the foundation stays put all day and that I have to do minimal touch-ups. It also helps to prevent transfer and creasing. And it helps to absorb any oils that may start to come out during the day when I apply the powder like this, which I haven't really been applying my powder like very hardcore as of recently, but I did it yesterday and it looked so good and it lasted so much longer when I applied the powder very heavily like this all over the face using such a dense flat top brush. And it also changes the finish to make sure that it is 100% matte, matte, matte. And as you can see, I am going to use this all over my whole face. And I'm going to go on with Cocoa to contour. So this is 700 Classic Tan that I'm using now because of its yellow undertone. I also really like this powder because it doesn't look cakey on the skin at all. It wears really beautifully on the skin. And I went for more of like a medium coverage, but that foundation is pretty full coverage. Like my imperfections are barely showing through, like barely. Like you'd have to stare really, really hard. And I'd probably have to like stretch my skin out so you can see them, but they're barely showing through. And I did one quick layer as you saw because I'm feeling really tired and I'm feeling kind of lazy and just like I don't care. It's kind of my mood, but I'm trying to stay positive and push through to 6 p.m. where I can finally come back home and get some more rest because I'm working tomorrow 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the desk. So I'll probably just do my makeup like at the desk. I'll do my hair before I go because I need to do my hair. I just need to refresh it with water. I just did not feel like putting water on my head this morning, like, so I'm gonna wear a head wrap today. I don't know if I mentioned that. I do not feel like doing my hair today. And it's not like it's hard or anything. It's just it's kind of annoying because water is like the best refresher for my hair, and I just don't want to deal with the dripping and the drying and going outside with a wet head and when it's winter time, even though it's not even cold, but it's kind of rainy. It is raining. I can hear it. It's been raining so much in the past 24 hours. But you know, we already had that big flood not too long ago. Not in my region, but in the mid-country and low-country of South Carolina. Excuse me. So we don't need any more flash floods, or we don't need that much rain. You know, a sprinkle here and there is okay, but not a torrential downpour for 24 hours. All right. So I'm just making sure everything is set really well. Make sure I get under my nose. I noticed I forgot to put foundation like right there on the bottom of my nose, and it was funny because it was lighter than the rest of my face. Alright, so now that my face is completely set with this powder, I guess I'll take this one with me today to work for touch-ups if I get a chance to touch up. Well, now I'm going to go in and do a little bit of contouring. And I'm going to use this e.l.f. blush brush because I don't know, I just feel like it today. And I'm going to use the same powder just in the darkest shade, which is 800 Cocoa. And like I said, I'm using an e.l.f. blush brush to do this. I'm just loading it up on one side, the powder. I'm just going to add this right in here. I really could use a bigger brush to do this. Just adding something very subtle. Very subtle. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of lazy. I'm not out here trying to do the most. I didn't even contour yesterday like at all, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it today. I mean, as you can see, I'm just going right in here, right under the cheekbone area with this powder that is a little bit deeper and more red-ish toned. Just to add a little bit more definition to the face. Add some color to the face, but I am going to do a lot of highlight. I've been really liking that look with heavy highlight on the cheeks. Really glowy. I think that's a perfect look for the season. I'm also going to take some of this on the nose, on the sides of the nose, using this brush. And on the bottom. It honestly doesn't feel like Christmas at all to me. I think it's the weather and just like I haven't really seen my family at all. There's no trees up. Like, I don't even think they put the tree up in the house. I don't even know yet. Like, the other day they sent me a picture of like the presents underneath a plant, like a regular old plant that we have up in the house. I was like, really? I'm just re-emphasizing that slight contour right there. Nothing too heavy, as you can see, very subtle. And I'm also going to take some on the forehead region, just rubbing it all over the forehead. Because my forehead is big. I was joking with my coworker yesterday. I was like, I use my baby hairs to contour my forehead today because I didn't wear any contour yesterday. And he started dying of laughter. Hilarious. I also know I'm really behind on my like devotional videos from Walking with God. I really need to catch up on that, but I actually haven't really been too into that lately. I've actually been into more like just randomized scriptures that have really just been speaking to me, and there's a couple that I really have been enjoying and that I'm going to make a little collage of because I think it like explains like a lot of college age Christians perfectly, and it's something that I've worked really hard not to do, to avoid doing, because it's something negative like that people tend to do. So, and you can see that this is just adding a little bit of color to the face. It's very subtle. That's why I really like this combination of powders. And the way that I'm applying it makes it even more natural looking. Hopefully you can see that slight contrast in the face. Super natural looking. And we'll just take a little bit under the chin. And on the jaw, whatever's left, not much. Whatever's just left over on the brush. Kind of just emptying it down there. So that's it for like contouring. You can see it's really slight, really subtle, really like on the more natural side. That's kind of what I'm going for. And again, that was the L'Oreal True Match Powder and 800 Cocoa. All right, so let's move on to finishing the face. For highlight, oh gosh, for highlight, I had on Black Radiance Ginger Snap yesterday, but I'm thinking I might want to do Missy Lynn today. Let's do Missy Lynn. Change of mind. Alright, so we're going to go into the Missy Lynn palette, and I'm going to wear the golden highlight on this side, on the left side right here. It's really, really pretty, and I'm going to use a blush brush from Coastal Scents to apply that. I'm literally going to dip right on in there. Load it up, load it up. and focus this on the high points of the cheek. There's also a little bit of blush still on here as well, which I'm planning to wear a bronzer today as my blush, the CoverGirl Queen. So I want to do the highlight first, and then I'll mix in the bronzer on top. As you can see, that gives a spectacular highlight. And yes, I'm breaking out. And normally you shouldn't highlight your acne, but I feel like doing it anyway. And I got so many compliments on what I was wearing on my cheeks yesterday. And I'm applying it quite heavily, as you can see. Like, I have no chill with the highlighter as of recently. I'm also going to make sure that I bring it up into the brow area, scooping it around in a C shape right here, so that we have a nice sheen going all the way throughout. Scooping it up, making sure to go over the brow area. And it just gives a nice, healthy glow to the skin. Really, really pretty. And of course, we're going to take a little bit on the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, which is going to be super pretty with the red lipstick. Kind of the whole upper lip, just highlight it. Glow central right now. Really get that tip of the nose and on the bridge. I'm just rubbing this lightly across. Boom. And of course, a little bit more on the cheekbones. Like we are glowed up. It makes me think of Soul Glow, but for your face. From the movie Coming to America, the hair product that the boy had. I can't even remember his name. But his dad owned the company Soul Glue. Okay, more on the Cupid's bow and on the upper lip. Like so. And with this same brush, I'm going to go into my CoverGirl Queen Ebony Bronze Bronzer. I'm going to use that as our blush on the cheeks just to add a little bit more warmth to the face. And I'm going to use the same brush. This is the CoverGirl Queen Ebony Bronze Bronzer. I'm focusing it right on the apples first. And then pulling it up a little bit. Like so. And it looks really, really pretty with the contour and the highlight together. It just meshes everything together perfectly. It's a nice flush of warmth. It also has a little bit of shimmer, so it doesn't take away from the highlight. I just want a little flush of color, you know? Not too much going on. Alright. As you can see, contour, bronzer, highlight. And I'm wearing this bronzer as a blush today. There we go. Alright, so that's it for the skin. Let's move on to the eyes. Die Augen. Das Augen? Die Augen? Not der Augen. Die Augen, I believe. I get my der, die, and das confused. It's been a long time since I, spoke German like that. So, let's stay together. Just kidding, not gonna sing. That's not even the melody. Moving on. What gold do I want to use for my lids today? Okay. What color do I want in my crease today? Yeah, no. I want like a true gold on my lids. Not like self-made. Self-made is more like a bronzy gold. Still beautiful and everything, but not what we're going for Christmas Eve. So I'm going to go ahead and apply hot chocolate from this palette into the crease because it's a nice brown color. Actually, this is going to be too deep of a brown. It comes off pretty dark. Let's go into... Let's apply Morocco to the crease first. So I'm going to take Morocco and apply that into my crease. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture palette. And we're taking one of my favorite crease colors, transition colors, Morocco, right there. I'm just going to use the brush from the palette, the fluffy side of it. Love, love, love Morocco. I don't want my eyes to be too dark, which is why I was hesitant about that brown shade. So I want to keep them on the softer side. And I'm making pretty good time. It's 8:50 and all I have to do is put the head wrap on and like I know exactly what I'm wearing. So as soon as I finish up this makeup, I'm gonna be hitting the traffic probably. It was so crazy in the mall yesterday. It was crazy in there. I'll be hitting the traffic on Dave Law Boulevard to go get these Secret Santa items. And I'm gonna stop by CVS first so I can get the bag and all that and the paper. I want to make it really cute for her because like she didn't really specify anything. You know, like I wrote a lot of things on my list so that people had some variety to choose from. Alright, so we're just applying this into the crease, as you can see, from inner to outer. And kind of building a slight, like, little cat eye shape, as you can see. I'm really making sure this color is kind of intense. So that is that. And I'm going to deepen up the crease. I'm going to use about 4 different shadows. So what gold do I want on my lid? You know what, let's do it. We're going to apply Baked Cowboy from my Urban Decay shadow box because it is a true gold. I've actually been using it to highlight my inner tear duct, but I think I want it all over the lid today because of how gold it is, and I really want gold on my lids. And my head wrap also has gold and brown colors in it, gold and brown tones in it. So I'm taking Baked Cowboy from Urban Decay and using an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and I'm applying this all over the lid. And it's still not quite the gold I'm looking for, but we're gonna roll with it and I'm gonna layer some other golds on top. So scratch that whole 3-4 eyeshadows. I thought this would come off like how I want it to be, but it's not. It's very finely milled. So just go ahead and apply this all over your lid if you have it. But I think I'm gonna go with one of my like cheapy gold colors. I'm trying not to get it in the crease, but I accidentally did on my other eye. That's okay though. Okay. So that's that. I don't think we're going to be needing this palette anymore. Oops, just hit my computer on accident. I'm going to my Perfect 22 shadow color palette from the Absolute brand, and this is the Gypsy coloration. Sorry about my nose. I got this at my local beauty supply. And I'm going to go in with this. Actually, let's go in with... I'm kind of sketchy about that gold. Let me swatch it on my hand real quick. Yeah, that's too yellow. So I'm going to go in with this gold. Oh, let's flip out this one. Sorry, I'm being indecisive. That's also too yellow. Okay, so we're going to go in with this gold color right here, which is one of my favorites from the palette. Using the same brush, and we're going to apply this to the outer... We center to like the outer half of the eyelid over the top of the baked cowboy. Yeah, this is more the color I want. That I'm going for. So actually just go ahead and kind of like pat this all over the top of the baked cowboy. They look really pretty mixed together. Yeah, that's more of what I want. The color gold that it's giving me mixed together. And next we're going to go in with a brown shade to deepen up the crease. A matte brown, and it's probably going to be for my full exposure Smashbox palette because that has so many beautiful matte shades. So I'm literally just applying this all over the lid area where we applied the baked cowboy, just to mix the two colors together and get more of the specific tone of gold that I was looking for. Sorry, my nose is running. Alright, so now that my lids are the gold that I want, it's really, really pretty. I'm going to go in and deepen up the crease using a matte brown eyeshadow shade. Look at the two other golds I swatched in my hand though. Super pretty, right? And this palette is so inexpensive. I love, love, love. Alright, so to the crease. I'm going to use this little brush right here. It has a little bit of black, I think, on it. And like I said, Smashbox Full Exposure Palette. And we're going to take the darkest brown on this side and use that to start deepening up the crease in the outer V and just adding more definition to the look. And I'm also going to mix in a little bit of this like taupey kind of grayish shade with it. I didn't want it to be this dark. I wanted it to be more on the brown side, but you know, we're going to work with it. It's okay. I'm literally just using this to define the crease and the outer V area, like so. So we still have Morocco peeking up over top, which is exactly what we want. We want this to be more focused in the crease and just on the outer V area of the eye, like so, just to add a little bit of depth. This is literally like your traditional, this is going to be your traditional holiday look. with gold eyes, red lips, but I'm going to do a pop of green on the bottom lash line. And it's going to be from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've already decided which green it's going to be in my head. But I'm just mixing these two shades from this palette together to define my crease in the outer V area of the eye. Like so. Last but not least, I am going to blend in a little bit more Morocco just to make sure everything blends together nice and seamlessly and that it's not too harsh. I'm actually going to mix Morocco and fudge together and just blend that over the top of that color. I need to text Jackie and make sure Simon made it here safely. Simon is her husband's brother. All right. So that looks pretty good. Next, what we're going to do is highlight the brow bone and the inner tear duct using the same highlight shade that I used on my face, my cupid's bow, my nose, cheekbones. And it's from the Michelin palette, and it's gold on this side. As you can see, I have gold nails, so we're all going to be all gold out. I'm going to use my finger to apply this to the brow bone area, or I would say area. So just really gonna make everything pop. And we're also gonna apply this to the inner tear duct using this small little brush that I always use. I forgot that there's a mirror on this palette. Durr. And I'm still looking in the other mirror. Hilarious. I need to get going. It's 9 a.m. Bruh, I need to leave by 9:15. I still need to do my brows and put on mascara. I'm not going to do any eyeliner with this look. Alright, so I'm applying this quite heavily into the inner tear duct, as you can see. Really opens up the eyes. Like so. I feel like they're uneven, like this. You see what I'm saying? Like this one is like a little more toned down. Which neither one is wrong or bad, but it's easier to tone down. Well, I don't know in this case. I'm just gonna go over this eye with that brush I used with Morocco and hot chocolate just to like tone it down a little bit. So that the eyes are symmetrical, because that'll bother me. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to makeup. Actually, I'm just going to add a little bit of fudge to this side. Will that make it more symmetrical? A little bit. Do y'all hear that rain? Alright, so I'm going to do something I didn't want to do. I'm going to take a little bit of Noir, which is a matte black shade from this palette, and we're just going to pop a little bit of this right in here. on the outer V area on both eyes. There we go. Just to get them symmetrical, because I can't stand it if they're not symmetrical. And then we're going to blend it out. You don't want to add any black to it, but I still feel like this one's like goes up a little higher. What is going on with my eyeballs? I still feel like they're not symmetrical. But we're going to have to move on because time's a ticking. Alright, so they're not perfectly symmetrical. You can see my eyes are like two different shapes. This one is smaller. Okay, we're going to move on. Because I could stay here all day and try to get them perfect. So now we're going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy palette. We're going to take this beautiful shade called Emerald, which is a beautiful emerald green, which is my favorite color of life. And what we're going to do, we are going to take a angled brush, a small angled brush from e.l.f. And we're going to apply this to the bottom lash line. Directly to the bottom lash line. And in our waterline. And if it gets wet with tears, it just makes it all that much more pigmented. See that beautiful pop of color? Pop of Christmassy green. And I'm kind of building it up a little thicker than what I normally do. Hopefully you all can see, just so that it's like clearly there. You see that pop of Christmas green? We're gonna have our green, we've got our gold, and we're gonna have our red lips. Wow, that rain is so intense. A lady came in the store last night at like 11:30-ish, and she was like, do you have any samples for my son, like men's fragrances? He's 18, he's really into like fragrances, and like she literally named off like every single name brand and was like, do you have a sample on that? And it was really funny because we actually did. And like I was just like, at that point I went to like every single drawer and just gave her a sample of every cologne, like a little pre-made one, because she was like very adamant about getting as many as she could, and I was just tired. And she was really nice too, like she was really nice about it, so I didn't feel bad giving her like a bajillion samples. And I'm sure she'll be back too, like she'll appreciate like my kindness and patience and all that good stuff. So as you can see, this green is really, really beautiful, really, really intense. I'm also taking it into the corner of my eye and doing a little bit of like a little wing with the green. But it blends in with the other shades quite nicely. So that is that. Beautiful, love it. Of course, it looks much better with mascara and eyebrows. But we're going on to the lips. So for the lips, do I have it in my bag still? Yes. For the lips, I'm going to use a deep red. This is actually the lip I wore in DC. A deep red lip liner called Porto. And it was made in Germany. And I'm going to use this to outline my lips. I'm going to wear that NARS lipstick that came in one of my gift sets that I was debating. Should I keep it? Should I give it away? Should I keep it? Should I give it away? And I actually kept it because I really like the color. And I've always wanted a NARS lipstick. And line the top lip as well. And this is just to help make sure our lipstick doesn't bleed, which my lipstick normally doesn't bleed. I have naturally kind of very defined lips, so the lipstick just stays where it needs to stay on the lips. Okay, so the lipstick is called Red Lizard, and it is from NARS. And this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful red. There's some dead skin on it that I need to wipe off. My lips were kind of dry the first time I wore this, but it's okay. I feel like I might work sharpening lipsticks, which I did not do last night, but I did everything else. Okay. As you can see, it's a very bright red. Am I using the darker lip liner? It kind of gives a little bit of an ombre effect. And it is a matte shade. Matte shade of lipstick. Not MAC, matte. Ladies and gentlemen, Red Lizard. And then I'm going to go over the edges with a little more lip liner. And then apply a little more lipstick. Like so. And that is the look for the most part. Just the traditional gold eyes with the pop of green liner and red lips. Very highlighted, glowy skin, gold nails, and of course my head wrap, which is gonna be this one right here. And if you'd like to see the completed look with brows and the head wrap on and my uniform, you can check me out on my social media at Oh So Berry Saxy. That's my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter name. Again, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. I really, really, really need to go now. So I'll see you in the next video, and my tummy just grumbled. Bye, YouTube.